What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags. So, of course, yesterday seen quite a bit of Newcastle United news once again. Newcastle, of course, announcing the appointment of a brand new performance director coming in highly regarded in the world of sport, of course, and it is James Bunce coming in to the club. Of course, he worked under Paul Mitchell at Monaco, and he has got a very good track record of doing his job well, and he's a guy that prides himself on listening to what the manager has to say as well. He does agree that what the manager wants is a good thing, because you've got to keep the manager happy, and he's going to work out well, surely, with Eddie Howe and Paul Mitchell. Let's see how he goes. But he's coming in as the new performance director. He's just been announced today by Newcastle United. Of course, the news only broke last night from Craig Hope that Newcastle had appointed him, and today it's officially been confirmed by Newcastle United on, of course, social media that he is now the new performance director. So we're making waves. We are making waves, and we are not messing around here. We're getting our hands dirty. We're getting straight into it. And of course, yesterday as well, we did see the arrival of the players back at the Benton training ground as well at Dorsley Park. We did see the likes of Sandro Tonali back there, who looks in absolutely fantastic shape, raring to go. You can see the drive and determination in his eyes. Other players as well, like Big Joe, Joe Linton, of course, at the training grounds, Little Joe at the training grounds. The new signings, of course, of Audi from Nottingham Forest, the goalkeeper, were brought in. John Ruddy in there as well, Lloyd Kelly in there in the photos, Jacob Murphy, of course, doing his usual shenanigans and messing around like he likes to do. But you will see, all the pictures of all the lads who were at the training ground yesterday getting ready for the brand new season in Newcastle, of course, confirming today that, of course, our trip to Adidas's global headquarters in Germany for a pre-season training camp, which of course is between the 15th and the 20th of July. Hopefully we'll get to see maybe some sort of match maybe's there. Might be a behind closed doors match done, who knows. Hopefully if they do a match, then we'll do get to see it. But we do have a match against Hull, of course, coming up as well, which is the first of the pre-season friendly games. And then, of course, we've got that trip out to Japan to take on the Japanese side, of course, on that tour of Japan. And then it's back, here to take on teams, of course, before kicking off the season in the Premier League. But there's still news going around as well about Amanda Staveley and Gaddafi. Obviously, I did a video on this, and it was very upsetting, of course, to hear the news that Amanda Staveley and her husband Medad Gaddafi would not be with the club any longer. After 3 years at the club, of course, they've been the drive, determination behind the club. They've been the face of the ownership as well at the club, because they have been there on a regular basis, match days, the men's games, women's games. They've been out there getting their face out there and talking to the fans, communicating with the fans, getting the fans' thoughts on things as well at times. And they have been the focal point and the face of the takeover. They have been the people that you get to see on a regular basis at the match. So it will be a shame to see, that they will no longer be there, of course, because, it's something that we have grown accustomed to, and it is a shame that, we're no longer going to see them at the matches. But hopefully, down the line, they will pay a visit from time to time, hopefully they do. Like I said in the video the other day when I was talking about it. Hopefully they do come back and pay a visit to it from time to time. But their shares, of course, will be split up between PIF and the Reuben brothers, of course. So the 6% stake, which is all that Amanda Savory and Madame Goodissy had left, because they had already sold some of their shares to the Reuben brothers. So, of course, what's left of the shares will be divided up between PIF and the Reuben brothers. And then, of course, Amanda Staveley and Gaddafi won't own any piece of the club, anymore. But hopefully, like I say, they will still come and visit us from time to time. The appointment of James Bunce, of course, is absolutely fantastic. I've been looking at his stuff, in his histories, track record, and he's got a fantastic track record in his field of work. So this is going to be a really good appointment by Newcastle United. I'm happy to see that we are starting to make waves and we are starting to get serious. We're starting to really get into it now. We're starting to really show, what we can do. We're starting to show a menace as well. Look at some of the signings that we're making for the women's team. The likes of Demi Stokes coming in. She was only just at Man City, last season in the WSL. She's now joining Newcastle United's women in the Championship. That is a massive freaking signing. A massive freaking signing to the club. So if the women's team is anything to go by, then I think we're going to start seeing some massive marquee signings coming into the men's team. And this window will be the one, if we're going to do it, then this window will be the start of, that approach to the game. I think we do have the chance now to be able to do that because the money that's there, we're disposal, the money that we do have available to it. You've still got the Adidas money added in, you've got all the other sponsorship money added in as well. There's a little bit of a downer, unfortunately, but I'm sure they are working on it. I'm sure, behind the scenes, the club is working on it. I have noticed in the pictures of the training ground yesterday that there was no sponsor on the training kits. Now, that would be great if we could get some sort of sponsor on there. I'm sure, the commercial side of the team are trying their hardest to get a sponsorship on there. I'm sure it will come in time. But if we can get a sponsorship on there, that will generate even more money towards the PSR. And then, of course, if we can get the naming rights of St James's Park sold over to a company as well. I don't mean completely sold over, so it's, Adidas Stadium or something like that. If it's done in a respectful way, like Barcelona's has been done, where it's no camp powered by, then if it was something like that, say St James is powered by Amoco, St James is powered by Saudia, St James is powered by Adidas, something like that. If it was like that, then fair enough. That's another maybe 100, 300 mil, to the coffers for the PSR. That's, more money for us to be able to go out there and buy even more bigger named players, to go with the players that we've already got there, the likes of Bruno, the likes of Isak, the likes of Sandro Tonali, the likes of Joe Linton, Nicky Pope, Anthony Gordon. Obviously, there's going to be some players still leaving as well, the likes of Callum Wilson. I'm sure will probably still leave, Kieran Trippier might go as well. So there's still things to be done. We're not done yet. There's still plenty of time in the transfer window. There's still plenty of things that can happen moving on. But I don't think anybody like Bruno, Isak, Gordon, what have you, will leave Newcastle United. I don't think any of them players are going to leave unless, somebody comes in with an offer that is just too good to turn down. Then Newcastle, I'm sure, will think about it, But then it's still up to the player to decide if he wants to go or not, because the players get the choice these days. That is the way the modern game works. The players always get their final say on if they want to go or not. So I wouldn't, be worried at all. Bruno going away from Newcastle, Isak going away, Gordon going away, because I don't think that's going to happen. Nobody up to now has been able to come out and give the offer that Newcastle want, or what Newcastle would be tempted at taking for the likes of Bruno, Isak, Gordon, what have you. So I can't see them going. So don't, get worried. Don't panic yourself about something that just isn't going to happen. Until somebody puts up the cash that the club are after for them players, then they are going absolutely nowhere. The club has said that. The owners have said that. Them players will be going absolutely nowhere unless somebody puts up the offer that we see fit, the club sees fit to take. But let us know your thoughts, down in the comments below about all this news, that a nice new appointment of a performance director. He's obviously going to come into the club. He's going to help with the performances. He's going to help, with the injury side of things to try and limit that down so we don't have players out for as long as we had out last season. Try to keep them key players fit, the likes of Isak, Bruno, Gordon, etc. Them kinds of players to keep them fit for as long as possible, because if we can keep them fit, then we've got every chance of doing something magical next season, or this season coming. We've got every chance of doing something magical. We don't have Europe. We've only got the Cups and the League. So it's every chance to go out there, high attacking, high pressing game, like we did in the season when we got the Champions League spot. Every chance to go out there and do that again. But maybe, take it a little bit further this time. Maybe we can, give a chance at trying to push for that Premier League title. Who knows? It's still early doors, still plenty of time, left of the transfer window, and let's just see what we can do. No need to be getting worried about something that, hasn't happened, yet. There's a lot of people out there. I've seen them. A lot of people out there, on social media, complaining and saying, "Oh well, Bruno's going." No, he's not. You're just, putting unnecessary worry on yourself, in the believing that these players will move on. Like I've just said, unless the target amount that the club want is met, then them players are going absolutely nowhere. So there's absolutely nothing to worry about. But anyway, till next time, I'll see you all there. I'll see you in the next one. And how well, lads.